The biblical prophecy of God. All the time I get comments and people make statements and just think that they've solved the entire, argument or debate because they said that, well, what about Bible prophecy? Case closed. What Bible prophecy? There is no biblical prophecy whatsoever. The only biblical prophecy there is the wisdom of knowing about the seasons of the year. Yes, evilness will take over the goodness. In other words, darkness will take over the daytime. And of course, winter will take over the summertime. Until goodness once again will overtake the evilness or the dark time. Which is why the book of Revelations is all about Re, the sun god that revolves around and around, thus reborn and rebirthed again. So there is no revelation. Revelation is just Re, the sun god, the seventh day, which is why Revelations is all about 7. And yes, Sunday is the 7th day. Monday or Moon's Day is the 1st day. Do your research and you'll find I'm right. So there is no apocalypse. Apocalypse is just the Apollo eclipse, the sun again. And a rapture is just the raw aperture, like the aperture of a camera, talking about light again, the sun. I mean, I could go on and on. But the point is, there is no prophecy in the Bible whatsoever. And I challenge anyone that's watching this video, if you really think there's some prophecy, then go ahead and send it to me. And we'll have a nice debate, and in the end we'll find out who knows what they're talking about. So let's talk about what a prophecy is. What is a prophecy? Basically, a person or someone or some people are trying to profess a event in the future that will happen. And they're saying that they are making a pre-call on this. Okay? They are saying that they think this event is foretold in the past and it will come true in the future. But you see, the biblical prophecies are not real. And why are they not real? Well, let me explain. How can a prophecy be proven when every single person in the world knows about this so-called prophecy? Seriously, what kind of prophecy is it if everyone already knows what the prophecy is? And all of the prophecies are something that a human can fulfill. So God prophesies that he will give the land of Canaan to the Israelites. And gee, how weird that today we have the land of Israel. But God did not make that prophecy happen. There wasn't some miracle that made it happen. It was established by man, by humans, not God. So anyone can write down a bunch of these so-called prophecies, and then 2,000 years later or whenever, they can make them come true. It's simple. A real prophecy would be one that is written down before the event happens, and nobody knows about it. It's hidden away in a capsule, let's say. Then, in the future, if that event actually happened, and it was a very unique event, then they opened the capsule up or whatever, and then they read the prophecy after the fact, then that would prove that beforehand it was prophesized before the event happened. But you can't tell everybody about a prophecy so that everybody knows it, and the prophecy is something that man can fulfill. I mean, show me a prophecy where only God could fulfill that prophecy through a miracle or something so mind-blowing we just can't believe it as humans, something humans cannot do or achieve. And that's what's funny, is that, the Bible is a man-made object. You can claim whatever you want, that it was inspired by God, whatever, but no, it wasn't. It was made by humans, and it was produced by humans. And in fact, we can't even name one person, not even one name, who wrote the Bible. Oh, they were the scribes. Yeah, we know, the scribes who scribbled. So today, books are paper books. Actually, today, books are digital books on the internet. But they used to be paper books, and before that, they were animal skins, and before that, they were clay tablets. If the real God wanted us to have a Bible and each human know the Word, then he would have preserved the Word, and he would have some type of golden, floating, indestructible Bible that could preserve his Word. His word. You know? So having clay tablets, animal skins, and paper books that are all interpreted 10,000 different ways, all the different versions of the Bible, nothing's preserved. And that's because God didn't want it preserved, because God never made the Bible. And that's exactly why there is no prophecy in the Bible whatsoever. And I'm going to go ahead and stop on this first part. And I'm going to make part 2 after everybody writes into me with all of their so-called biblical prophecies. And I will try to address each one and try to logically explain and show the truth. And I will deconstruct your so-called prophecies, because they're not. There's none whatsoever. And you will see that in the end. When I make my second part, I will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that, in fact, there is no biblical prophecy whatsoever. It's all in people's minds, making you believe that there actually is prophecy when there's not. It's brainwashing and programming. Same way they've been doing it for thousands of years by controlling the ignorant masses. The high priest or the king would have his astrologers, his astronomers that had the knowledge of the stars and the planets and the rotations of the moon and the sun, and they would use that wisdom against the ignorance of the people. They claimed to have prophecies. Oh, the sun will be blocked out tomorrow. I am the high king, and you must follow what I say, and you must make a sacrifice or else. And of course the next day the eclipse would happen, and then all the people would all be scared and really assume that this person had great powers and prophecy when he didn't. Anyway, go ahead, go do your research. I know a lot of things are popping in your head, and well, I'm going to prove him wrong, and there's prophecy in the Bible. I know there is. Well, go ahead, knock yourself out, try to debate me, send in all your prophecies, and I'm going to deconstruct every single one of them and show you how you're completely wrong. Hope I'm wrong. Hope to God I'm wrong. Please prove me wrong. Go ahead. Show me a biblical prophecy that has come true, and show me how it's logical that it came true and it was the work and by the hands of God, not by man. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and I look forward to the comments. Thank you. Peace, love, and wisdom. Truthiracy.